Matt. How's it going? Just cleaning off my counter because it's kind of a cluster, so to speak. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I'll do a little reveal in a minute here. It's going. It's good. Work and everything good with the new lady. My day's alright. I cleaned out the space in here. Burned some sage and stuff. Clearing the air. I'm gonna drink some tea though. It's all been going well. That's good. Happy to hear that. It's exciting. I need more water. Yeah, no problem. I don't know which size canvas I want to work on next. I might go with this 16 by 20. So I have like these smaller ones, but you guys ready to see the Beetle painting? It's the grand reveal. That was a doozy. Here, let me set this up. Ta-da! It's finally done. I received a couple of comments and they're like, I like the original better. I don't. But there are also people who don't understand art. This is way cooler. The other one was weak. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Isn't it? Like, I was gonna use sandpaper and smooth this out, but I like the way that the texture looked. It kind of gives it, you know, extra depth. Please no more piercings and tattoos. I plan on getting lots more tattoos. Yeah. I think people's physical appearance is none of anyone's business, but here we are. Thanks for the compliment on my piece, though. I think that's part of being an artist, you know? I do what I want. I have the freedom to. Yeah, I've reinforced the back of it here because, like, super heavy. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm happy with it. I'm a lot happier than what it used to be like. Yeah, and when people have opinions about people with tattoos and piercings, it's always guys that don't like it on girls. Like, I'm sorry, but I could be less concerned with your opinion. Yeah, I'm offended. Sorry, that irks me. Hey, sister. I just had someone telling me about how I shouldn't get more tattoos and piercings. Can you tell I'm not in the mood today? So fucking done with people. Thanks. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. It's done. I'm excited. Very happy. I wish there was a place where I could like put it where you guys could see it while I create, but SRRIs? RIIs? What does that mean? Who do they think you... My father? Yeah. I don't listen to nobody. Nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm sassy today. Can you tell? Yeah. I'm very happy with it. I like the way it looks. And I'm actually really happy with like this because I posted on one of my YouTube videos that'll be coming out, like the finishing touches of this. There was a video that I watched. There's a certain way that you put this like cord or cable on a canvas. So I don't even listen to myself. There you go, Matt. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. I linked it in the video. I think that one comes out Friday or Monday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's cool. It gives it like depth, you know, and it's heavy. So that's why, like, you can hear that, and it's the Beetle on the other side. It's that heavy. But I was happy that I used aluminum foil because, like I said before, my mom was a sculptor, so I kind of learned some like secrets on how to make stuff a lot lighter. But yeah, she's done. I'm thinking about doing a skeleton next. I have that angel painting that I'm working on, but I have like that really big black and white canvas. But I'm a little bit afraid because I don't want to screw it up. Hang on, I'll grab it. I know you guys have seen it before, but for new viewers anyway. Is this beastie? This is the one that I want to paint the angel on, but I don't want to... I might make a replica before I do that and figure out which one I like better. That's what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to get a canvas exactly the same size, and I'm going to do the exact same method. So I have two of them. And then the one that is the coolest won't have anything on it, and I might just sell it as it is. Because I don't know, there's just something about that. And I don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean? Because I want to paint clouds on it, but that's going to cover up a lot of this. And there's like little cells in here. You can see that. That might be better. There's like little cells in here that I don't want to cover up. But like I think that it looks cool the way it is. So I'm really struggling with that. So yeah, I'm going to get a replica canvas and then do the same thing. And then the one that I like the least I'll use for the painting, because then I don't have to worry about covering up good detail, if that makes any sense. So yeah, welcome to my kitchen. People always ask why I have bananas on the microwave. here. Hey Rio, how's it going? It's pretty until I say. Yeah. That's what I want to do with that anyway. I think it's bright. Anyways, does anyone have any fun stuff this weekend? Any cool travel plans? I'm doing alright. That's good you're okay. The next adventure, I was hoping Bali, but I don't know when that's gonna be. I'd love to go back. But, oh, I'm going to Florida next month with my sister and the kids. So that'll be exciting. I've never been to Florida. I mean, I have, but I've only been to like the airport section. So I guess it doesn't really count because I've never I guess I've never explored it. So yeah, be nice and sunny. Perfect escape from the winter. I don't know about over there for you, Matt, but here it's been cold the last few days. Like freezing cold. 'Tis the season. Yeah. The plan. It's been a journey. This reminds me of Nickelodeon. Yeah, I'm excited too, Rio. Highs in the 50s and lows in the 40s. Oh, that ain't bad. I feel like I did research on like the coldest states in the US, and Minnesota is like one of the top. It might be number one. But it was like 20 here the other day. 50s and 40s isn't too bad. Florida. Amy, you've been to Tennessee. You loved it there, right? Yeah. 20's cold. It's supposed to be nice here. It's supposed to be like, I don't know, like 40s and 50s for the next week. Which is a little odd for November, but, you know. What am I working on now? I think. Hi, Rabob. Rababe? I think I said your name wrong. Sorry. I'm thinking about doing a skull. Did you see that black and white canvas, Amy? Winters are pretty mild, especially compared to where you're at. They're brutal here, man. It gets like sometimes as cold as 40 or 50 below zero. A little chilly sometimes, yeah. You've been to both. Oh, you have. That's right. I forgot about that one time in Florida. I know what you're saying. Yes, I did. That's so sweet. The black and white one. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a canvas exactly like that one, and then I'm going to do the same thing because the one with less detail is what I'll put the angel painting on. Because I don't want to screw up with the detail on it because it's so cool by itself. Yeah, I just don't have a really hard time covering that up. I've never struggled like that. Usually I just go full send on a painting and like, screw it, it'll be what it's gonna be. And then this time I'm like, oh, I really like it. It reminds me, I don't know if you know like the new Spirit Box album, but it kind of reminds me of that. And that wasn't my intention. But I guess their theme is like oceans. And then it's black and white. Yeah, that was a paint pour. It was a lot of fun. I think I spent a couple hours on it, tweaking it and pouring, mixing paint and stuff. We should do a painting day. That'd be fun. Dude, I feel like I can't believe it's November. I feel like it's going by really fast. What up, Zombie Parks? Doing alright. How are you doing? Pour painting is amazing. Time is flying. Yes, it is. Time flies when you have fun. Yeah, that's the words. Rio's got it. Tsunami Sea. It's the name of that Spirit Box album. Words are hard today. Not bad. Doing a lot better. Also didn't get a chance to watch one of your videos that caught my eye, but just, you know, you are an inspiration. They are very valuable. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Oh, that's good you're doing better. Yeah, sorry about your friend, man. That sucks. Internet friend doesn't matter. You know, you had a connection with that person, so my condolences, you know. Still hurts. So happy you're on the up and up, you know. feels so good. The sun is shining in the house. I'm like, thank you, God. We have sunshine. We just connected in a way that I feel a lot of others I know wouldn't. That makes sense. She was my person when it came to stuff like that. That does make sense. I think everybody needs one of those people in their life. That's why I always talk about my mom, because she was that person, you know? It sucks when you lose somebody like that. People who just get you. Doesn't this look cool? I like watching it change colors. You know, I had a realization about content creation and art. I think the reason why I used to create so much more artwork and paintings is because I wasn't so focused on the content creation. Like, I think one thing that kind of low-key stresses me out when I'm making a piece or a new art piece is making sure I get clips of everything. There was an artist, her name is Kayla Carlisle, I think that's how you say her name. She's got like 500,000 subs on TikTok, and we're actually friends on there. That's how I came across her. She actually followed me when this was like 5 years ago when I created that pink painting up there with the skeleton on it. But she was talking about this in one of her videos because there was a book she read. It's like a big rabbit hole of things. But she was talking about how like it's hard sometimes, this is my take on it, it's hard sometimes as an artist because you kind of stress about getting clips or making sure you're getting quality content of creating your piece. And then on top of it, you're creating the artwork. And so it kind of takes, how am I trying to word this? It kind of takes the flow out of things. You know, like it takes that out of it. Because as an artist, we do this stuff so we can get our mind right. We're constantly getting distracted because we're like, oh, I have to create content for this. And I think it would be cool to just have like a week of trying to paint without trying to capture it on camera. But then like when it's done, it sucks because I don't get to watch that cool short that I made. So it's kind of hard to balance, if that makes any sense. You know? Like to create for the sake of creating and not just to worry about getting clips for content, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. I wonder if you guys would be able to see this. I'll move this out of the way. You can kind of see that. Yeah, I'm happy that makes sense. You can see the beetle. But yeah, that's one thing that I've been pondering on, especially this week, is like, because when I started creating art in like 2020, I went crazy with it, especially in 2021 and 2022. I created the most paintings, like I was whipping them out. But at the time I was on TikTok, like really taking TikTok seriously and trying to build my following on there, because I was on there for like 3.5 before, I can't talk. I was on there for 3.5 years before I switched back over to YouTube. And all I did was really create, like, take photos of this stuff, not much for videos, because at the time TikTok was very new. Like when the Roanoke came around and people were just on their phones, it's like when TikTok blew up, so to speak. But I thought back to that and I was like, God, why did it seem like I could, because I had a full-time job on top of it. I was like, why does it seem like I created so much more? Well, I had a full-time job at the time. I worked from home, granted, but I would get done with work, eat something quick, go for a walk, take care of myself, and then I would paint until midnight because I was like, I did that for like 2 years. Or the whole time I was at that job, honestly. I would get off of work and then I would grind and paint and create and whip stuff out. And then I don't know what happened. I think I got busy with everything else, like capturing content, posting on Patreon, and doing all these other things, because this is kind of the building stage of my creativity, or like being an artist, is I'm trying to build all these platforms at one time. Not so much TikTok, I don't really care about that anymore, but like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon. You know, I'm trying to build all of this stuff at the same time, and sometimes it's a little bit challenging because it sucks the fun out of creativity, because you're creating the painting, but then you're also creating content for it. But it's hard not to create content for it, because it's really cool to look back and see the process yourself, you know, because 5 years down the road I can watch any of my videos and be like, hey, I really wish that, or I really like the fact that I can watch the process of that, you know. Hope that made sense. It's kind of like, I guess the struggle is like finding the balance of that. I don't know. I could be loco, you know? Isn't that pretty? I like that color. I might mix those two for the next canvas and just do a solid color, because I really like it. That's pretty. We'll do the next one. But I thought about that this year. I was like, well, how many paintings did I create? I think I made 5. Because I did this one. I did the big octopus. I did the skeleton, the mental health one. That might be it. I might have only done 4 or 5 of them for the whole year. And I think in 2021 I made like 15 art pieces, I think. A lot. Let's see how this looks. I have to mix a lot of it at one time, or I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Yeah, dude, it looks like Gatorade. Ooh, I like it. It doesn't have to be perfect the first go around, because I'm going to put a second coat on it. Probably should have mixed more, but here we are. I'm just going to guesstimate it. I had more blue in it than I did green. What's your guys' favorite art piece of mine? Do you have a favorite? I should use that as like a poll question. I got exactly the same. Not a shade different. That's crazy. There's a lot of people who really struggle with the color wheel. I've never struggled with that. Like, I think one of my strong suits individually is like blending and shading is kind of my thing. It's an octopus, but the beetle is close to second. Nice. I don't know, I think I really like the octopus one, but I like the skeleton, I think. Like the really depressed looking one. Because I look at it and I'm like, same, but different, you know? I think I like them all. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think there's a lot of artists who struggle with like putting themselves out there, like because of fear of rejection, or sometimes people have like the fear of being seen or whatever. And I can kind of see why. Because like I noticed I'm not proud to admit this, but I noticed a pattern with myself. Like after I created press, because I'll post it on Instagram and I'll get like 12 likes on it. YouTube is always better. And I need to stop basing my success or ability off of statistics. That's been one of the things I've been struggling with. But like, I can really see why, you know, people tend to get discouraged and they either don't put themselves out there or they kind of give it up, because it's kind of like, it's a vulnerability almost where like you're naked, you know? There's like this vulnerability about it where you're putting your thoughts, feelings, emotions into a piece, and then you put it out into the world, and when it gets like a lack of response, it's kind of devastating to the ego sometimes, or like, you know, damaging to your self-worth. And it's really hard to disconnect the two and not tie your worth to that, you know? Yeah, I feel you. I love how you combine things in them. They have so much life, and yes, I think you're right. It is scary to put yourself out there. People can be so ugly. I know, I had, I posted this on Facebook, and someone's like, I like the original better, and the original had no detail. It was literally just a green blob on a canvas. And I had to remind myself, and like, okay, before I let it have a shot at my ego, I need to be like, okay, is this person an artist? Do they collect art? Are they into art? No. They're just a regular person that goes to conventions where they buy home goods stuff and they want to have an opinion, which they're allowed to. But sometimes I think people don't, you know, people who don't understand art don't understand artists. And they're so quick to just say whatever they're thinking and not really think about how it's going to affect somebody, because most people who create, if not all of them, are extremely sensitive people, you know? The reason why art is good is because we can feel a lot. Since they're all stunning, a favorite is hard to name, but the skeleton piece has the deepest meaning. That one's your favorite too, Rio? Exactly. Yes, girl, preach. I low-key thought about like putting all my paintings on a wall. Or, because I have 2 walls of painting, but like hanging them all up in my art room and then doing a tour. They're like, here's a collection of my art from 2019 to 2025. It'd be kind of cool to hang them all up in order to see my progress or like how I've improved. Ow. I need to get a massage. I have a massage on Friday. Got a lot of knots in my shoulders. Gotta love tension. I've also been researching like reflexology, and there's like a lot of pain points in your feet that link to your body, and I was having like a pain on the side of my foot, and I was just kind of looking up what that all means. It's kind of interesting. It was all linked to like the root chakra. It's insane. A lot of people don't believe in that, but like, oh, it's hard. It's facts, you know. That'd be cool. What up, John? It's good, huh? It's good. How are you? As I've gotten older, I found the less I cared about what others people thought, the more free I became in what I created. Yes, our feet are on the foundation and connect to all parts of our bodies. Exactly. You get it. It's like walking outside barefoot is so good for you. Like there's like a whole documentary on YouTube about it. I think it might be called Earthing or Grounded, something like that. I'm totally butchering the name, but I usually don't care what others think, but I get stuck in loops if it's a lot of criticism. Like, I have a video coming out which I'll be talking about it, but I received a lot of criticism within a span of like 3 days. And it just like, I was just getting hit spiritually. Like, it was like the snowball effect, you know? Those are the times when it affects me. Usually I don't care if it's like a comment here or there. It's kind of like in the beginning of this live, somebody commented on my appearance and I'm just not having it because it's what I've been struggling with lately, because everybody wants to tell you how you should look or how you should dress when that has nothing to do with who you are in your heart, you know? Yes, girl, preach. Yeah, I took that offensively today because I'm not in the mood to deal with that. Judgmental, you know, and if that person wants to keep subscribing, that's fine, and if they want to carry on with their life, they can also leave too, because, and I know that sounds mean, but I'm over it. I don't want to be surrounded by people who think it's okay to tell me how I should live my life. Dealt with it for way too long, you know? I'm not doing it anymore. I think it's a boundaries thing. Yeah, I went for a walk the other day. I didn't talk about this, but like, I went for a walk the other day, and there were these 2 ladies, and I had like a really nice Michael Kors jacket on. I don't look homeless. I don't know if it's like I'm intimidating or something, but like, these ladies were like glaring at me, and I smiled at them, and they were still glaring at me, and I was like, because they were judging me. And I think that that's where that came from today, was like, screw you. Basically. I know, I'm brutally honest. You know, there's a lot of times where I'm like hard on myself for being extremely blunt and straight to the point, but the way that I understand, like, talking with my paintbrush, the way that I understand it is like Gary Vee. I don't know if any of you know him or like know of his content, but he is very extreme, right? He's very passionate. He says the F word every other word, and I love him because I appreciate that. I love Gary Vee because I'm a lot like that. A little bit more toned down, but like, that's the thing, like, he's too much for some people, but he's just enough for some, like, and then I was curious about it. I was like, I wonder how many, like, followers he has on Instagram, and I checked, and he's got millions. It was like, was it 12 or 13 million? I was like, dang, this is crazy. You doing alright? That's good. Yes, grounded last night during the light show in the sky. Grounding and earthing are the same, bless your heart. Seems to be like the more we discover the things the stranger people think we are. Yeah, I mean, if you think of it, it's the people who are okay living a normal life and just sucking it up and having no goals. Like, of course, people like us are gonna look weird. Like, if someone wants to live a normal life, more power to them. But I think when you have a purpose in your heart, and you're like, you have this awakeness about you, not saying that you're like better than anyone or more special, but when you're in tune, you're gonna look weird to a lot of people because they just don't get it. Because it's out of the norm for them. That's hard to remember in times like that, you know? I totally agree with you, Amy. I found that the people who don't judge are the best. The ones who look and think you look intimidating tend to just suck in general. Yeah, because a lot of times, I've had a lot of people tell me that I look intimidating. I don't know if it's because I have RBF or if it's because of my appearance, but I've even had people tell me that when I walk into a room, they're like, you just have this aura about you, and I'm like, I don't see it, I'm just literally being myself, you know? But you're not wrong, Matt. The people who do think you're intimidating are the ones that suck. They're the ones to not really be trusted, I feel like. It's like riding the dual horse's reality, wanting to be truthful, but having to throttle it down for the benefit of fabric in society. 100%, John. Hit that on the head. Amy says, also very blunt and no breaks on my mouth. I regret nothing. I appreciate that about you. I had my friend Kayla told me like a week ago. She goes, you know what, Ty? She's like, sometimes you're very blunt and very honest, but like, and sometimes it hurts, but I appreciate that about you. I'm like, I'm sorry. Oops. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings if I ever did, but she was in good spirits about it. She's like, no, like, I like that about you. Why be normal? It's so boring. It is. It sounds like it sucks, honestly. I like to think that the metaphor of chariots presented with the world around us, then we reflect it back. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times when people are intimidated by you, you're like a mirror, and you're showing them what parts they're abandoning or not facing, too. And I know straight up strangers who just hate my guts. And then, like, I'll go to a wedding and photograph a wedding, and there's a lot of people who, like, glare at me and stuff. And by the end of the wedding, they're like, oh my god, you're actually a really cool person. I'm like, yeah, because the second you saw me, you didn't give me a chance, you know? And that's facts. It's just how it happens in my life, anyway. I think you're absolutely stunning. but I can usually notice other people's light inside. I appreciate you. Right back at you, girl. Bright light. Yeah, a lot of times I don't like see that in myself because I face so much darkness a lot of times, like depression and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think in order to appreciate the light, you've had to face a lot of darkness in your life. Most of my friends say I look scary because of the tattoos, but they all know I'm just a teddy bear. Those are your people, you know. Been told the exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're a mirror reflecting back to people the parts they're not willing to face or work on, you know. It's not saying they're bad, they're just avoidant of stuff. Some people judge by how we can add, not subtract. Yeah, you're right. A lot of times. I really like this color. Me too, it's hard. The right is daily, but I'm much better at noticing it and stopping myself. I choose to have a happy thought and ride that sucker. Oh, and fight. Yeah. Hard sometimes. It's all about free will and trying, you know? You're totally right. Feel like still waiting for these to dry. The other one's not fully dry yet. Isn't it funny that this turns into that? Kindergartner, 31-year-old. Kindergartner, 31-year-old. I always say that my artwork has an ugly puberty stage about it. Squirrel. Touche. We get super spiritual and then I lose my train of thought. Happens every time. I'm gonna dump this out and I think I'm gonna do like pink or purple next. I really love tea. When I had my corporate job, I used to drink it all the time because it stressed me out so bad. No worries, ditto. Squirrel! Let's wash this out, shall we? Like my dirty dishes? You guys can do them for me if you'd like to. I'm totally kidding. Transformation? Yeah. Then I found out some tea has more caffeine than coffee. Oh my god, same. There was I'll show you. Yeah, you gotta be careful about those labels because the reason I started drinking tea was to like cut down on my caffeine intake, and then I realized that too. I was like, why am I shaking right now? You know? So we're gonna say maybe day something about evolution of your work. Yeah. Not thinking about that. I also want to do a sketchbook tour, but I keep procrastinating and not filming it because I want to wait for the daylight to be like this in my house, but then I get distracted doing other stuff, and then by the time I'm ready to do it, it's either dark outside or I'm in another project. But I think my biggest culprit of procrastination on the sketchbook tour is like figuring out how I want to film it, because I've watched a few other videos for like inspiration, but yeah, I have an idea of how I want to film it. I despise dishes. Ace, you can, if you're not going to be respectful on the live, you can kindly leave. Don't be a creep. You probably live in your mom's basement. Let's see. I despise dishes. They are the devil. Bobby Boucher, dishes are the devil. Please being blessed with something to eat. That's good. There was a therapist that I watched. God, what the heck was his name? Art of Accomplishment. I talk about his YouTube channel a lot, but he's a therapist, and he talked about that too because he hates doing the dishes as well. Hang on, I gotta block someone on here. Throw it back, baby. Throw back my fist. Let's see. There. I'll throw it back. I threw the fish out of the sea. Suck on that. Today is not the day, and I am not the one. Freaking idiot. Throw it back, you can get bent. Waterboy reference? You got it, John. Not today, Satan. I usually have multiple projects going at once. Age has taught me to work with my squirrely ways, so I enjoy bouncing from one project to project. It stops my burnout. That's good. Yeah, because, like, if you're anything like, you're probably like me, you get bored of something, and then you want to work on something else. That's like with these canvases. I'm too impatient to wait for one of them to dry, so I'm just going to do all of them. Ow! That was my head. That's using it. I was trying to think of an interesting quote, wasn't sure though. Oh, it'll come to you. You just gotta find it within yourself. How do I want to do this guy? I really want to do pink. Blah. It's just my cross to bear, I guess. Well, people think that it's, you know, you gotta work with your weaknesses because they're actually strengths. So I know what you're saying. Marauder boy, you can do it! Yes, girl. 3 now. Slightly overcommitted. How's your day, Jesse? I haven't seen you in a minute. Or was that last week? I'm losing my mind. Happy Gilmore. Just tap it in. Just tippity tap it in. Cat's name is Bitty Boops, but I constantly call her Bitty Boucher, or however you spell it. Bitty Boucher. Their grammar looked good to me. I could read that. Yeah. When I get medical insurance again, I'm going to get tested for the HD because I'm pretty positive it's in there. It's bad. One thing I've been struggling with lately is task paralysis. Stupid. It's like all I have to do is do the thing, but I avoid certain phone calls because it gives me anxiety thinking about it. But if I would just do it, I'd feel better. I think it was last week. I don't either. What is time? I'm a new fan and you look so pretty and I love your artwork. Have you ever done any tutorials? Oh, thank you, Ellie. No, but I've been thinking about it. I thought about doing tutorials on like how to make simple jewelry. Are you talking like painting tutorials? I feel that. He gets it. I still have to text you to get together sometime or find a time with our schedules. Girl, I understand life is chaotic and your work schedule is probably insane right now. So I understand. There's no rush. Whenever it happens, it happens. Task paralysis is difficult to say the least. Just keep swimming. Hold my beer. Yes, please. Yeah, I've thought about doing painting tutorials, but like I could try. I think my biggest fear with that is like I'm not like canceling it out and I'm not saying I never would, but like trying to think of how in my mind how I would do that because I want to have the capacity to ask or answer questions if people have them, and I don't feel like I really have the time to invest in that right now because I'm trying to build so many things at once, but in the future, I probably would. Simple ones. Nothing too crazy. I have a lot of art vlogs, and you can watch. I guess I could do voiceovers sometimes and explain things too. That's another option I could do. In my vlogs, I could give voiceover tips when I'm just painting from the heart. Someone said maybe Denzel, that surprisingly you'll find that the difficult path can be more rewarding. Yeah, you're not wrong, John. I think that's... Jesus, take the wheel! Cries silently, rocks myself back and forth. Yeah, I had a crash out yesterday. It was ugly. And it was on camera, and I'm thinking about deleting it. Because I'm low-key embarrassed. That's working through grief, though. It's ugly. I think it's necessary, I did finish the Beetle. You want to see? Like mosh, choosing the difficult path through the mountains. Oh, it is a mountain terrain, I'll tell you that. Well, I gotta go at 10 when cabinet door is boring, so I'm forcing myself. Didn't want to do it without saying, "Aw, thanks, girl. I appreciate you. I'll be here." All right. Drum roll. It's done. It's so voluminous, so fun. This is probably one of my favorites. Turned out pretty cool. I'm very pleased with this. Aw, thanks girl, I appreciate it. Yeah, there's quite a bit of detail in it. I love this stuff. I bought the, what do you call it, metal foil off of Amazon. Because when I was working on that octopus painting, I did like it was like a green butterfly and I wanted it to be shiny. So I was like, they have silver and gold. I wonder if they have green. So then I bought the green, and then when I saw the green, I was like, you know, it would look really cool on a beetle. So that's what inspired this painting. And then like some of these leaves, I didn't say this before, but they have texture on them. Just like the beetle does. Like this one has texture. And then this guy. So they're a little bit, these are more 2D. This is like 3D kind of. So, thank you, Rio. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm very happy with it though. See his little eyeballs? I think they're so cute. His butt. They normally don't have white on them, but I don't want to leave that black. I thought it would have been too bland. It kind of pops it a little bit more, you know? And I had a lot of fun with these leaves. And for those of you who are new, welcome on in, I have to say, but you know where the leaves came from? A happy little, as Bob Ross would say it, a happy little mistake. Because the legs were originally here, so that's where these leaves came from. And then I moved them up to here. Well, like when at the first set, I was like, well, how am I going to cover that up? And I was like, I'm inspired by fall leaves right now. Which I also have to make a sit-down video about because I'm very spiritual about that. There's like an insight that I have about fall leaves, like a realization I came to this year. But anyway, I moved the legs up to here where these two leaves are, and then before I put on the green, I decided I didn't like those either. It just wasn't doing it for me, so then I moved them up here. So they went from here to here. But the legs look way better because before they looked a little bit embarrassing. I wish I could show you a picture of what it looked like before, but I was not impressed by myself. I am now. I'm happy with it now. It turned out exactly how it was supposed to. The cool part is like the background here. I did something kind of like this. It's kind of like a theme I have in my paintings without realizing I'm doing it. Because I like definition in my pieces. But I started with like purple and black. And then I did, can you see? There's like an acrylic pour. So there's like little cells in here. They're hard to see because it's so shiny. But thanks, girl. I was happy with how the leaves turned out. I also put like gold in them to pop them a little bit more. You know, you can kind of see it better there. The gold in the leaves. Yeah, I did reinforce the back. Hot glue can do a lot. I don't want to crack the canvas, so I just glued this sucker on there. It's durable now. Thank God. And then this is the first time that I actually used this stuff. So, sorry, I had a boogie in my nose. So yeah, it's done. I just love it. Yes, the eyes and the outline is so good. Thank you. Isn't that crazy though? If you look at the stuff, 2022 on these two paintings, that was from 2021, and then this is 2025. So I mean, it's came a long ways, but people still really like my old artwork, which I can see why, because like this one here is like my baby. The pink one, the healing painting, because that's the name of it. It's called Healing, and it's based on like healing through trauma and stuff like that. That was the second painting I created after I quit doing art, and I came back to it, and let me tell you, it was a journey, because I was going through some medical issues at the time when I was creating that, but like, I know the day that someone adds it to cart and buys it, I'm going to be really sad. But it'll go to the right home when it's time. The song from the movie Ferris Bueller just came on the radio. Who's that? Is that a past person? Heading out for a workout, but keep up the great work. Thanks, girl. Thanks for hanging, chilling, vibing, all the things. Have a good workout, Jesse. Yeah, we'll do this one and then I'll probably end this so I can upload some content and start editing my video because I have a pretty busy weekend. I have an art show coming up this weekend on Sunday. So that'll be cool. Oh, an old movie. I got you. Nice, nice, nice. I've been here, I might have passed out for a minute. Dude, self-care. If you're relaxed, that's good. It means you feel safe on the live. That was my goal from the beginning with these lives, is to create a chill environment where people can just like hop on during their lunch hour and kind of decompress a little bit. Get their mind off of work and stuff, you know? It's the idea anyway. I need to get some... I might try something a little different. I'm gonna do blue. Yeah, it's blue. I almost put purple on it. Woo. That's good. That's good. That's the goal, you know? You know. I want so badly to be on a beach right now. I would have a date with the sun. Oh, it's gonna be glorious one day. I dropped off a bunch of my friends the other day. They were going to Costa Rica. Hey Holly, how's your day? Really do appreciate you more than you realize. Thanks. Appreciate that. I really want to do like lightning bolts on one of these, I think. I've also thought about like trying my hand at oil painting, but I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that. Because then I have to like buy the stuff and then learn a new skill. It's not the oil painting itself that would be difficult. I think my shading would be really good on it. But the challenge would be having the patience to let it dry. That's one of them. And then figuring out how to clean up the mess without like clogging my sink. You weren't trying to talk to me. No, dude, you're good. They say that the sound of birds indicates a safe environment. Oh. I know somebody who hates birds, and it just blows my mind because I find them peaceful. She calls them dirty birds. Like, kind of reminds me of the Pink Panther, this one. I don't want to waste this paint. Alright guys, I'm popping off here for the day. Thanks for hanging. Gotta wash my hands. Oh dude, you're good. Here is just fine. YouTube is just fine. I'm live every Wednesday, so just about. And if I'm not, I'll post if I'm not. Yeah, thanks for being here, you guys. Hope you guys have a great week and a good weekend, and I hope you have a trip planned soon. You can go, I don't know the words, you know what I'm trying to say. Thanks guys, have a great day, and I will see you next week.